Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight, my friends and I will be playing Delta Green RPG. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Music from a Darkened Room. It was written by Dennis Detweiler, and it's available from the Drive-Thru RPG and Arc Dream Publishing. I'm the game master for this scenario, and this is episode 4. A recap will be given by Howard Freeze as his character, Agent Hermes. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Howard?
Yes, sir. Operation Yago, field report, Agent Hermes reporting. My integration with the Delta Green team went fine. We met with Dr. Yarrow at a nearby Denny's. Dr. Yarrow is an odd man, but nonetheless harmless. We once again noted the red lettering spelling, "Hell is me." Dr. Yarrow did not offer any further insight into their purpose or meaning. Dr. Yarrow proceeded into the master bedroom exclaiming, "It's here! It happened here!" Agent Fox and I entered the master bedroom and felt absolutely nothing. We were all dubious of Dr. Yarrow and his abilities. I searched through boxes in the dining room. Yamila Irizarry was clearly packing things up to leave. I found a journal, her diary, written in Arabic. Meanwhile, one of my fellow agents derided the doctor's abilities and psychic findings as bullshit. Naturally, Dr. Yarrow was severely offended and immediately made to leave. Dr. Yarrow suggested that we might return at night, but he was done helping us. We admonished our colleague for needlessly offending the doctor. Agent East felt a foreboding presence as he examined the house's backyard. Agent Lake witnessed a rocking chair in the loft that may have started rocking on its own. I had a horrible fright in the kitchen. As I looked out the window over the sink, I saw in the glass's reflection a mysterious figure behind me, a tormented man. The moment I turned around to face this, the apparition, the man produced a shotgun, screamed, "Leave me alone!" and then obliterated his head into pieces. I screamed. Oh, God, did I scream. My teammates ran to my side, only to find no trace of the apparition or any sign of viscera or blood. We all wanted to leave at that point and move to the foyer. Agent East walked near a cup of coffee that was long forgotten. To everyone's shock, Agent East then proceeded to pick up the cup and swallow a mouthful of the now fetid brew. Upon swallowing the moldy liquid, Agent East snapped out of whatever had compelled him or controlled him. Gagging and dry heaving, Agent East croaked in horror to his actions. That was enough. We left. We locked the door and left. We drove by to the nearby university to have the Arabic diary translated. Students said it would take at least 2 days. We spent several hours scouring archived newspapers. I've summarized findings in the attached addendum file. In a nutshell, Wheeler's built the house in 1905. Mr. Wheeler spends years and lots of money trying to cure Mrs. Wheeler's mysterious medical ailments. Agent East and I 100% agree that under no circumstances should a firearm be brought back into that awful abode. Small blades, maybe, but whatever's in that house can control you. East and I also agreed that we would have to watch one another. The notion of no firearms caused an argument, a hackneyed trite debate regarding safety versus disallowing firearms while permitting small blades and hand tools. You can't dodge a bullet. Enough said. Whether or not my fellow agents agree, I'm going to do the following. Follow with Dr. Yarrow in person. I don't like how we ended things with him. I hope he can provide any insight how we may counter a possession by a spirit. And 2, ensure that this report reaches Delta Green management prior to our next ingress into the house. If they don't hear from us within a day, they are to come in to clean house. Literally. End field report.
All right. I can't remember. Are you all still in the house, or are you back? You left. You went to the library. That's right.
We went to the library, and as any sane and well-behaved people do, we got into a loud verbal argument at the library.
But you also had covered a lot of information.
By the way, Tom, how can I share the summary I made? Basically, the addendum file. Can I send that to you? Do I put it in the chat?
You can drop it in the chat.
Just email it to everybody. Yeah, you can put it in the chat. Yeah, everybody can see it. There's a little button there for file in the chat.
Aha. Tell me more of these computers. They use electricity?
All right, let's see. You were still at the library looking up stuff. You did the Crease family, the Teray family, Dr. Weaver.
Hold on, I'm doing computer things.
And Jason and Janine Aiken. Correct.
So I have in my recap, the file I just sent, that's everything I just read, but also I went through all the articles. Tom sent them to me, and in 1 or 2 sentences just said, this is what happened. And it goes in chronological order. And basically, what I think happened at this point is that the Wheelers had a lot of money and many years where Mrs. Wheeler was sick, right? They got into something because apparently the doctors couldn't diagnose it. So they got into something where they were trying to cure her. And the thing is, that went on for years and she's not better. All of a sudden, there's a newspaper article where years later, she is better and she looks 10 years younger. And her husband dies the next day.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Yeah, look over the notes again, the dates.
What do you mean? That's what the article said, though, is that, look, she looked younger. And
let's see, Isabel Wheeler.
Uh-huh.
Find it. Hold on.
It was rejoice, she's back in the community.
Correct, but that was 26 years later or so
from
when they moved in.
I don't think we're communicating well. What I'm saying is that years went by. They're trying to get her better. It's not working. At some point, something changes because years later, she does get better. And the same article that notes that she gets better also says her husband dies.
He died in 1910.
See, this is why I took notes. Okay, so there were 15, 16 years where she was not better yet, and then she was.
Correct. But she was alone by that time. For
Okay,
quite a few years.
Well, she can mail out for things. Sponsor an archaeological dig, maybe.
Yeah, it mentions that he died in 1910 in a tragedy.
By the way, Fox and Lake, did you guys want to change your background?
They don't have green screens.
Mine's not set up yet.
So
I'm not using a blue screen or whatever.
So Michael Wheeler, he died at the he died the next day, so he died in the hospital. So it's not like some kind of ghost.
I don't think that may have anything to do with it. Or it may have been like, I will make you healthier and younger, but I require sacrifice.
What are you getting at, Agent Hermes? You're talking archaeological digs, you're talking sacrifices.
She got into something. She was trying to get younger. She was trying to get healthier. And I think whatever all the suffering and death that has gone on in that house, it was some sick rite or ritual or something to try and feed her life force, even though she's now dead.
That's a lot of conjecture.
I agree with that. There was also the second person to move in, wasn't it? Here, let me look at my own notes. I'm trying to memorize them. That mirror in the master bedroom. There's something about it because a lot of the deaths occurred there. And what was it? Let's see here. Wheelers move in. Michael Isabel, Margaret Crease. They add modern amenities. George.
Right. And
Margaret Crease spends huge sums of money to restore odd, huge wall-length mirrors in master bedroom. There's something about the mirror.
Well, right. And then it's also worth mentioning that she did that. And then afterwards, George bought a shotgun, shot her and then himself. And now most of Margaret's head was embedded in the mirror. He also tried to burn the house down, was stopped by a neighbor.
But it looks here that there were 2 years that transpired between the mirror and the deaths.
Right.
So the mirror was not an immediate cause of this.
But I see mirror is a form of another word for mirror is vanity. You can literally have a vanity as a mirror, and she looked younger. She looked healthier. It's something to do with the mirror. I think.
How do you know? You're so confident, but we know nothing. We really know other than the fact that it's killing people.
Well, how would you like to proceed? I want to go in there, not with like a hammer and smash the mirror, although that is tempting. I want to just pry it off the wall, see what's behind it. If anything, I'm just taking a mirror off the wall in a disused house. I don't think anyone's going to care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The weirdest thing we have about Isabel that you were mentioning is that when she returned, people said, quote, she looks like she has lost 10 years off her age.
Yeah.
After spending 16 years in recovery after the tragic tragedy.
They don't even really mention what the tragedy is. They get married, they have the house, and then
it's he dies.
He dies.
That's the tragedy.
In 1910.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Wheeler.
I thought you meant like the tragedy that caused her to get sick, but they don't say what it is.
I mean, I imagine it's something to do with her husband dying, but there's no direct correlation.
So I mean,
let's discuss possible action items. I've mentioned the mirror. That's something I'd like to do. Tom, we have what 36 hours left on translation of journal.
Oh, you're muted, Tom.
You're muted.
Correct.
Okay, so there's that. I have no idea how else we could try and find the green box, and even if we did, how would we know? Like you say, it's like, oh, it should be this unit. We go in there, and it's not going to be something that says, here's that thingy that protects you from apparitions.
I'm not terribly concerned about the green box.
Neither am I. I'm just saying possible action items. How would you all like to proceed? I've been talking a bit.
Well, it's like you said, I think we need like I feel like the journal will reveal a lot of what happened in the house, or maybe some of it. So it's sort of filling that period in between now and then. But it's where to start. We have lots of dates, and we have a rough timeline in front of us. But it's like you said, it's how do we fill that gap in between? Any suggestions?
Well, there were other deaths that we haven't looked up yet. Could do that.
I mean,
that's true.
I don't know if that'll be helpful, but maybe. There's that social club she was a part of. Would it still be around?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Least,
I mean, you still have like, what is it, like the Sisters of the Confederacy or something?
Right, but
like
is anyone in the modern Meadowbrook social club going to be any use to us?
No, but they might have their own archives. Be like, oh, this is our pictures from the Jamboree of 1912. Oh, it was a hoot.
What do you think, East? Go ahead, Tom.
Hermes, or everybody do an idea roll.
Okay.
3.
12 is a pass. Regular.
Is this the same as a luck roll? Either you got it or you don't, or it's your.
Oh, this is int.
It's intelligence.
That's a failure for me.
I got a 22.
Ooh, that's a crit.
You got very successful.
I got a regular success.
Okay. It just occurs to you that, well, maybe club members who knew the Wheelers would not be alive, or they'd be really, really old. But some of the other individuals involved might be still alive along the way, the other families.
So, I mean, so you have people like who didn't die. So in a family where one person died and the other,
and they moved away, and we could easily look them up. I thought of that, and that's a solid maybe. But here's the thing. Let's play that out.
It's more solid than your mirror theory.
I want to break that mirror. 7 years of bad luck be damned. Anyways, but here's my thing about that. That's not bad. We could get to someone. I'm just concerned that Okay, sir, you used to live there. Oh, it was awful. Why don't I talk about it? What happened? It was really spooky, and then my wife died. I don't want to talk about it.
That
Well,
might
Is
happen.
this
I
Adam
mean
Tour?
that's a lot of. I mean that's a little self-defeating. We won't know until we ask.
Let's go ask.
Are we talking about Adam Tour?
That's one of them. And then there's
He's the
also
one whose son drowned in the toilet bowl
and
moved away.
there's also another one. Jason Aiken. He is the most recent one, I believe. 19, or at least
Okay.
the most recent one we looked into. 1983.
Okay, so
So-
we've got Adam Tour and who else?
Jason Aiken.
Jason Aiken.
Jason Aiken.
And there's still some names on your list you haven't looked into yet. You're still at the library.
Which is why we're talking loudly.
We should, I think, just to cross off everything off our list, we should just look into the other names as well while we're here. We
Okay.
might as well.
Yeah, just cross it off the list. So what names have we got left then?
You got to pull that up.
We've got 6 names. We've researched 6 names, right?
Right.
Correct.
And then,
So there's
I'll
11.
make it fairly easy on you. You guys are there for another couple hours doing it. Some of the names you can't really find any references to. I mean, you're pretty sure they lived there. I mean, you've got that reference, but you don't find any newspaper articles or anything. Peter Diaz. Peter Diaz was a baker from one town over. He bought the house on a whim in 1975 to rebuild and rent it. He was a skilled carpenter, and he spent the next 3 years restoring the house, meticulously repairing the damage that occurred during the fire of 1974. Diaz's repairs were a bit of a public news item for several months. The press gave it a positive spin. Then in 1978, Diaz left his wife and 2 children and moved into 1206 Spooner. To the outside world, it seemed that a divorce was in progress. In actuality, Diaz left his wife simply to work on the house more. He was a rare sight in town after that point and spent a huge sum on repairing the house, expanding everything from the garage to restoring the master bedroom's wall-length mirrors with period glass. In 1981, Diaz hung himself in the second bedroom. There was a note pinned to his chest that simply read, "Finished now."
Jesus.
Let's see. Louise Tycroft. Louise Tycroft was a local lawyer who had recently suffered a divorce from his wife. Oh, it's a he. I guess it's Lewis. Louis Tycroft was a local lawyer who had recently suffered a divorce from his wife of 15 years, Emily Tycroft. Tycroft soon had a falling out with his partners and dissolved the practice to work on his home. On September 12, 1993, Tycroft shot himself in the chest twice with a shotgun, an amazing achievement as far as the coroner was concerned. It was not unexpected. The local paper boy, John Elliott, had called the police to the house the week before. Answering the door angrily with a pistol, Tycroft confessed to the paper boy that voices were keeping him up all night. After a session of questioning, the police could do nothing. Tycroft was cooperative and seemed coherent. His paperwork for the pistol was in order. And I think that's all you've got.
Okay.
You don't get much on Yamila except that she came here from the UAE.
Sorry, Tom. Did you say there was a name of the paper boy in there, or did I mishear that?
Local paper boy John Elliott.
John Elliott. And this was in 19.
This was September 12th, 1993.
Oh, okay.
One reason I am still doubtful about the mirrors is that it wasn't present when Isabel Wheeler died.
That's fair.
They were added by the creases.
Bear in mind, what I want to do with the mirror should take 15 minutes. Another thing we can look into is talk to Dr. Yarrow again to be like, dude, sorry. You left before it got really interesting. Any advice? How to not be puppeted? You don't agree, Agent East?
I'm just not sure what further benefit or help he can provide or is willing to provide. I mean, he was pretty adamant about not wanting to be involved. And I don't need somebody who's emotionally charged and upset trying to prove something.
Well, we've got a list of 4 possible survivors that are somewhat interested or somewhat involved with the house. So we have, now these are possible people that are still alive: Adam Chur, Jason Aiken, John Elliott, the paper boy.
Diaz's family, Peter Diaz.
Peter Diaz, sorry, missed that one.
The family didn't live in the house, but
for the sake of expediency, and also it might be less intimidating, where several agents all at once approaching one person. You want to split up?
Yeah, I mean, if we can find that, if we know for sure, if we can get their address, if they're still alive, yeah.
We could at least call some of them, I guess, if they're not local.
To the phone book.
Oh, that's true. Phone book.
Exactly.
Also, hold on. I'm trying to remember. 2005. Yeah, you still had you have internet and shit. You could look stuff up. It's not as good as Google, but
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't really find many people.
Limited.
Yeah, there isn't really people on the internet. Like, you can't really Google. I mean, you might be able to Google important people, but I wouldn't think you could just Google somebody and get their address or phone number like you can today.
The dark ages. How did we live back then?
Well, therein presents the problem. Is how do you find these people from decades ago?
You look up the phone book and hope that they're the same person.
Property records, tax.
The phone book only is going to cover Meadowbrook or the Chicago area. So if they don't live in Chicago,
FBI and the IRS have
property
databases at this time.
Property ownership records follow the sales.
Peter Diaz is also only from one town over, if he's still alive.
Right. No, Peter Diaz is dead. It's his family.
Oh, sorry. His family, then.
I like the idea of property records. Property records actually usually has a social security number on it. I know, because I just refinanced. So.
You're going to have to do it without alerting anybody of what you're doing, though.
You can't just
it's
say...
public record, isn't it?
Just walk in and say, can I look at your database?
The deed is public record. If you're not a financial institution with, if it's not going to show up with a credit report saying, yeah, they're looking to do a purchase or a refi or something, it's like, why are you asking about this person? At the same time,
well, if anybody else has any better discrete ideas, I'm all ears.
Well, Tom, are we all agents from whatever, like the FBI or DHS? Don't we already have our own access? Or we can't use that?
You're not allowed to bring your own cell phone. You're not allowed to bring your own equipment. You're not allowed to do anything that ties you back to your real life.
And our cover is just a sheet of paper. It doesn't actually give you anything.
Your cover is Delta Green in the background, but there
we had some IDs made.
Well, I already had my fake FBI ID that I got previously.
Yeah. We got a couple badges though, so we have those. They're not perfect, but they'll stand up to somebody that's not looking at them super closely.
You may not be able to use your resources, but you can use your knowledge of your specific field.
All right.
So if you are,
all right, let's do this then. We'll try the local phone book forever who might be local, and
Try the Diaz family.
yeah, so the Diaz family.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth like the Diaz. I think are some of the most recent, and then if we can figure out if those, what was it, Aiken, and then what was the other one that made it out alive?
Lewis Tycroft.
Yeah, that's what it is. You see if either of them are still alive or some of their family.
No, well, Tycroft died.
Who was it that survived? Suffered wars. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of
Who was the other one?
Jason Adam Cheer or Jason Aiken?
Yeah, was the first one Adam?
Adam Cheer.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just.
So we'll assume then that you sit there with the phone book.
Rebecca
And-
Chor, if Rebecca Chor has been permanently committed, she might still be at that facility, wherever that is.
Or they should have emergency contact info that hopefully doesn't say, "Oh, it's right to 1206 Spooner Street."
No, I'm talking about. I mean, the newspapers that we read, did it say where she was?
I would assume the local sanitarium. What?
Well, I mean, Chicago is a fairly sized place.
I understand that, but they should have a computer system, and we could just talk to someone, say, "We're looking into something."
Sure, but I just want to know where to start looking.
Start with the closest place. No,
Well, I'm just asking if it was in the article. If it's not,
no,
in
I
the
don't think so.
article.
It didn't say in the article.
Okay.
No.
I mean, how many sanatoriums were opened in 1962 around the Meadowbrook area?
in 1965. That's what we're looking.
Oh, well, yeah, sorry. Right, 1962 instead of the right. Yes.
I don't know. There's always been a lot of sanitariums.
Right. I mean, it's Chicago. So I mean, I'm sure there's a couple nearby in Meadowbrook. Would there happen to be one that's closest? We could just sort of start with them and hope that they just took her to the closest one.
Sure. The Easton mental health facility, we'll call it. You want to call them?
Sure. Yeah, I guess I'll give them a call. See if they have anybody that matches by her name in their records.
Okay. Do a luck roll.
Okay, sounds good.
Luck.
No, unfortunately, that is a 7 year to fail.
They've never heard of her.
Right. All right. Well, if you need, here's my number. You could call me. I'm and I give them one of my burner numbers.
Are you expecting her to show
Right.
up at our facility?
I'm just doing like the formality, like that. This is
No,
what an
thank you
agent would say. Yeah.
Thank you
From
for
what
your
you-
time. Click.
From what you said, I'd say she's probably in her 70s
Right.
at this point.
What other sanitariums are there? You could ask them that.
How long do you want to spend calling sanitariums?
Till we go crazy ourselves.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
a little bit of time.
Seriously.
But yeah.
Well, you've been here for a few hours now, obviously.
an hour.
Well,
I don't know.
we
It's just
I
phone
mean,
calls.
we have to wait for a translation anyway, so
Yeah.
Right.
we're in no rush.
I don't know. Roll a 1d3.
Me or
One of you. Just
a 1D?
Yeah.
You mean a D4?
No.
Roll a d6 and
I
cut it
rolled
in
a
half.
3.
Okay, so you guys you spend about 3 hours there calling sanitariums, and nobody's heard of her.
Okay, well that's that off left. So should we maybe go
Now,
to...
while somebody was doing that, what were the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna go to Dr. Yarrow. He's not far away, right?
We don't
he's
know where he is.
back at the university, probably.
Where we are.
Are you at the library? You're at the library at the university?
I thought we were.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
go
what?
find. You can go find him.
Alrighty. So I'm at his office.
All right. You're heading towards his office. How about the
Yes,
rest of you?
How do you feel about following through with the possible people that are still alive?
I mean, once again, if you can suggest to me a way to find them,
Yeah,
it's not
look
as
up.
simple to decide. Let's just call these people. We don't have no idea where they are. I mean, these people have had years to move about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not such a simple matter of finding them.
Just like go to Diaz in the phone book and start calling them all.
and then they
Actually,
might
I've
not
done that before, but yeah.
they might not even live
Says
here
shouts
anymore.
Agent Hermes from way across the university.
They could live in England, or they could live in Ireland, or they could,
Yeah. Well,
All
no,
right.
I was just
Or-
thinking because they said the families.
Tracking people down is not my specialty.
Um,
That's not what I do.
well, the 4 remaining. Who's got the best luck?
We all have the same luck.
We all have
Oh,
the same luck.
That's right. Well, one of you do a luck roll.
I will
okay.
do the.
Or do you want
Okay,
to?
you go for it. You go
Alright.
for it first.
Nope, 68.
You failed me.
I did
Okay.
fail you.
Well, in that case, after looking through the phone book for last names, you either find a few of the names have way too many numbers to bother, but there is an Emily Tycroft. She seems to be the only one of the names on your list that is still in Meadowbrook.
Jackpot.
Still Tycroft, though.
Mm-hmm.
She kept the name after the divorce?
Apparently so.
That's
Possibly.
awful convenient. Okay.
Yeah, mate. Well, at least it's a line of inquiry.
Emily Tycroft is the one who's institutionalized, right?
No, her husband shot himself, or her ex-husband shot himself twice with a
Oh,
shotgun.
okay.
In a spectacular feat, according to the coroner.
Well, I mean, being able to shoot yourself twice with a shotgun in the chest.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll start there. Then there's only one Tycroft. Tycroft's not a common name. At least not I'm aware of.
Agent Fox, you want to take this one?
Yeah,
You're good with talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll take this one.
Okay, so you're going to, you've got her address. You're going to go over there. You're going to call her. What are you going to do?
I guess I'll call ahead. I don't want to just drop by because it might, and then start talking about random stuff. It might be too much. You might have
Okay.
repressed something.
Do a luck roll to see if she answers. I'm going to say this is late afternoon by this time.
Well, that's a fail because I got 54. So.
The phone rings 3 or 4 times and there's no answer.
Right. Well, she hasn't picked up. We could. I'd say I'm probably still with you three so I'd probably be saying this to you three.
Yeah, use the library phone.
I don't know. I don't really want to just turn up. So maybe we. And even if I do turn up, I could say I'm FBI or something, but what am I, or make something else up, but what do I say to her? I don't want to spook her or bring back any bad memories or
Something
too
dead FBI agent might be related to the other incidents, following up all the leads.
Or we could take a
Yeah.
rain check until tomorrow and she'll answer, maybe.
obviously a bit more sensitive than that. Like,
Hey, I heard your dad or whatever shot himself twice, your husband, whoever it was. How'd they do that? Do you know? Oh, by the way, I made
That's
your
not how I
phone.
would phrase it. That's not how I would phrase it.
Hermes, where are you?
So we'll say it's around 5 o'clock, and you guys are getting hungry. Oh, I'm sorry, Agent Hermes.
Yes, sir.
You find Dr. Yarrow in his office. It looks like he just got finished with a lecture.
Okay, I'll knock. Dr.
You
Yarrow.
just walk in; it's a classroom. So.
Oh, okay. I thought he was in his office. Dr. Yarrow.
He looks up at you and he's like, "Oh, you."
I just wanted to apologize once again for my colleague's behavior.
Yes. Well, I recognize that not everybody understands these things, but I think you'll probably do just fine on your own.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. Can we talk in here? Can we go to your office real quick?
Well, the classroom's my office, so.
I see. I look around. There's no one else?
No. Students
Okay.
wandered out.
It got very bad after you left.
Oh?
Have you ever had any experiences with possession? Being puppeted?
I mean, anything is possible, I suppose. Depends on how strong the spirits are that still inhabit the house. What the house needs is good cleaning.
And how would you do that?
Well, I'm not an expert on that sort of thing. You'd need some sort of shaman or a spiritual cleaner.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to try and prevent possession?
I honestly don't know the answer to that. I mean, there's so many people that would say, religious
but no metals or any material that would block.
You're talking about some sort of magic. No, I mean, if that were real, we would.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not above trying to make some type of Faraday cage or something.
I mean, we don't know how this really works, do we? We believe there's something there. We have some evidence that shows that there's something there, but we don't know exactly how it works. So how do you protect yourself against it? The spirits have been around since the beginning of mankind.
All right.
They seem to fade over time.
This one has not. Well, unless you're talking about more than a century.
There are very few ghost sightings of ancient Romans. That's true. So.
All right.
I don't know. The Spooner House may just be an odd anomaly. The spirits are going to be less inclined to people who are skeptical.
Well, I'm just proud I didn't literally shit my pants because it was that bad.
Well,
and another person
if you've
was
seen
forced
something,
to do something against his will.
If you've seen something and you believe it, then, I mean, perhaps go there alone. Go there in the dark. Let the. I
can't tell you how much I don't want to do that, but I understand.
Well, you have to harden yourself against strange things that might happen. They're just spirits. They're.
You say that, but someone was literally puppeted. We don't even want to bring weapons in there now.
I don't know what to say. I don't know how to help you.
All right. Well, I again apologize for my colleague, and you have a good day, sir. Thanks for your time.
Good luck.
Thanks.
And you rejoin the others.
Yep.
You guys are probably getting peckish, ready for dinner.
My belly feels like having a Danny's for dinner.
I was just thinking that too. Grand slam.
No, let's order some pizza.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, pizza sounds good. We can maybe order some pizza to our little reconnaissance room at the motel.
Some good Chicago pizza. Yeah.
Oh, that stuff
Definitely.
is good. Oh.
Big deep dish pizza.
Lots of
All right. So you're
pineapple pizza.
You're musing over dinner, over your pizza. What next move do you want to make?
I feel like Tycroft is the main lead we have right now. Emily Tycroft, that is.
I think the main lead we have right now is being translated.
Yeah,
Possibly.
true. Unless we can find a way to expedite that or something.
The only other thing I want to do, and we can do it on the way there next time we go to the house, is I just want to go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, whatever, some pry bars. I just want some tools.
Okay, so what do you think?
Well, that's not a problem. I mean,
So the translate. So Tycroft. Yeah, you said Tycroft.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about leaving it for the evening and then maybe phoning her.
the problem with Tycroft, I think we're gonna find, is she never lived in the house. I mean,
Oh,
unless
yeah,
her ex-husband
that's a good
told her
point.
something.
Yeah. Unless we can find something else to go on while we're waiting on the journal translation.
When you say that, as if on cue, you hear a blink from your burner phone.
Huh. What's this?
It says GB711 equals 146B.
Excellent. That's the green box. So we know exactly where to go for that now.
Yeah. Tom, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I was holding my phone as a prop.
GB711
Uh-huh.
equals 146B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gentlemen, I think we take the pizza with us. Let's go.
Oh, what's the rush?
Okay, we eat the pizza, and then we go.
We go in this evening then, yeah?
Why not?
Yeah, we'll go in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, just let this food coma pass me.
That is true. The deep dish does give you a food coma. This thing's like a pastry.
Okay. So you finish your pizza and you're heading back over to the
Storage place.
Meadowbrook store it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you arrive at the store it, they are already closed. However, you should be able to get into the gate if you have the code.
Mm-hmm.
So what code do you want to put in?
Are there any numbers worn off the keypad?
Probably lots of them because there's hundreds of
0911.
people that show up.
I mean, they all have unique codes?
Yeah.
No, there's
Right.
one keypad to open up the gate so that you can get into where the...
Right. I'm just saying, if everybody's been punching in the same code, I'm just asking if there's numbers that have been worn off because the others aren't touched. That's what I'm getting at. If there's just one code for this place, I mean, that might not be the case. I'm just
No,
saying
it's usually everybody has their own code so that they can log that somebody's been there.
Okay. Punch in 146B.
Okay.
Does that work?
Nothing happens.
Okay, 0911.
0911, nothing happens.
All right, well, let's come back in the morning.
Damn it.
Do we remember what Arthur Donnelly's birthday was?
Why? He's not necessarily the one who set up the box.
Worth a shot.
You don't know
I
who
don't
set
have
the
any better
box.
idea.
I don't know his birthday either, so.
Do a luck roll.
Okay. I don't know who you're talking to, but I'll do a luck roll. Uh-huh. No.
Okay.
Darkened
Good
luck. All right. Rain check it is. Come back in the morning.
All right.
I suppose.
You've been hitting a lot of walls.
Yeah.
Shit. Pissing me off.
If only you could push luck rolls.
With more luck. Tap into your Uber luck.
Only you could push.
No, you can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So you are you going back to your apartment?
Yes, but in a sulky manner.
Okay. So you've gone back to the apartment. It's now probably about 6:30 in the evening. The sun's down.
Well, I'm going to sleep. If Agent Hermes wants to go drive to that house at night, he's welcome to do so.
Well, hey, it might not hurt. Maybe just giving it a quick check at night.
No. I'm not going to be a coward and admit and say that I'm brave and just not go. I'm going to be brave and say I'm a coward.
But we could do it another night, and obviously Hermes, you are probably never going to step foot in that house at night, so.
Well, I wouldn't mind stepping foot into its rubble pile. I think we should go to bed.
Yeah, we'll get a nice big day tomorrow. We'll get a nice, good sleep.
So you all climb into your cozy little beds at 6:30 at night.
Because we're cool.
Boring.
Fox is not going to sleep straight away. He will wait. He'll wait up a few hours. He's not.
Yeah, you'll probably watch some TV
Yeah.
or whatever and muse all of this over in your minds. So if you want, I'll move to the next morning.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll say 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. All right, 8 a.m. the next day.
More deep dish for breakfast.
Did we keep track of the day of the week or the day? I forget where we
One
started.
second. It is currently May 4th, I want to say. It's either it was the 4th, it might be the 5th now.
Did we start on the 4th?
We started on the 1st,
Oh, okay.
so it might be the 4th now.
All right. It's May 4th.
Or we're
Um,
gonna go on the I don't remember. Whatever. It's either the 4th or the 5th.
all right. So what do you want to do this morning? First thing.
So now what? We got one more day on the translation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will make a phone call, I guess.
Ring, ring.
Guess I'll go to since I've spoke to Brian before, I'll go to the storage facility.
I'll go with you to the storage facility.
Agent East, Agent Lake.
Guess I'll go to the storage place with them.
Might be a lot of stuff to go through.
And Agent East.
Yeah, yep. There's going to the storage unit.
Okay. Well, I'll assume then that Agent Fox is going to make his phone call
Yeah.
before you guys leave.
Yeah, we're in the
Who are you going to
wait for
call?
him.
I am going to call the same person I tried to call yesterday, so,
Okay.
and hope they reply. I forgot their last name. It's the thingy
Tycroft.
Yeah.
All right. The phone rings a couple times, and a woman answers the phone, and she says, "Hello."
Hello, is this Mrs. Tycroft?
Well, yes, this is Emily Tycroft. Who is this?
I'm Aaron Gideon from the FBI, and I would like to discuss with you a few things in relation to a case that may or may not be related to a prior incident.
Yeah, the FBI.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I could be free this afternoon.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah,
And what did you say your name was again?
Aaron Gidding.
Mr. Agent Gideon, I guess.
Yeah.
What is this concerning?
This
It's
is
not concerning one of the cases that I've worked on.
No, it's concerning. I forgot his fucking name. I don't say that.
Lewis Tycroft.
Concerning a Mr. Lewis Tycroft that may be in relation.
Oh, well, that's my ex-husband. He's passed away.
Yes, that is the reason I would like to talk to you, but it might not be good over the phone. That's why.
Well, you're aware it was a suicide, yes?
Yes, I am aware of that.
Is there any reason to believe that it wasn't?
No, but I would like to hear more about your side of the story, and then I can also discuss with you why I actually.
Mr. Gideon, you're not a reporter, are you?
No.
Right. I'll expect to see your credentials if you get here. If this is official business, I'll write. I'll see you, let's say at 1:00 this afternoon. Do you have my address? Obviously you do.
Yep. Yeah, I do.
All right.
I will see you then. Thank you for your time.
Of course. She hangs up the phone. All right. So y'all are going to head over to the
storage unit.
Store it, right?
The storage unit. Yeah, store it.
Yeah, the store it.
And we find out the code was 0912. That was close.
All right. So you head on over to the store it unit, and there's no way for you to get in the gate, but when the office is open, you can go into the office. If you recall, I think his name was Brian. He had told you that that somebody was paying for the thing, but that they hadn't paid in a while, and that they were going to take the contents of the box.
I'm going to go in there to the office and say, I'll take ownership of the account and
well, don't tell me what you're going to tell me. Tell me we're going to role play it.
Okay.
All right. All right. So you go in there, and I believe his name was Brian Miglia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we got a surname.
All right. So he's in and he recognizes you when you walk in. Oh, you're back.
Yes, sir.
Did you figure out the box?
We did, actually. And now that that's settled, I'd like to settle up the account and gain access to it, and also need the gate code, please.
Okay. He types it into his computer. Do a psychology roll, or a human. Yeah.
Inting the human. And I got to see my thing. That is, I have int. Where's, scroll down. That is a pass.
All right.
That's a pass.
You can tell he's kind of pissed. Probably because he would have gotten the contents of the box. If nobody claimed it, they could sell it and auction it off. So other than that, he's doing his job. So
he's making money. I think that's kind of bullshit, but all right.
He gives you the access code, and he gives you he settles up the account.
Excellent. Thank you.
So if you're going to drive your car, I don't know if you brought a truck or whatever, you can drive it through the code. He gives you the code number to get through the gate.
Okay.
That's it. All right.
Do we need to buy new locks or? Probably, right?
Actually, we'll say that. Well, I realize there's so many hassles on this. You don't have the key or the combo. So for a small nominal fee, he'll snap the lock off for you, but you'll have to buy a new lock.
I will do that as well.
Which you can buy in the office for a nominal fee.
And it's not nominal. I've been to those offices.
Probably about $10. Yeah. For a stupid
more than
lock.
Yeah. I do that as well.
All right. So he comes out there with you. And for a moment or two, he stands there.
Oh, no, we're not opening it till he's
out of curiosity. Yeah. So you get him to leave. All right. Green box 711.
How cool would it be if there's a Faraday cage suit in there?
All right. You open up the gate. I'm sorry, the rolling thing. And you're immediately struck by the smell of decay.
Oh shit.
And the box is pretty packed with stuff.
Like how to put this?
I'm going to give you a whole list, but I just want to know what your reaction is when you smell.
Well, is it like, okay, did he put a dead body in there? Or is it like, oh, I think they're just like really old clothes that got all moldy and crap?
No, it smells like something dead.
Might be a dead possum that crawled in there, or it's a body.
Yeah, let's just hope it's like a dead rat or something.
Well, let's find out.
All right. Well, pinch your nose, boys. Let's go in there.
So now in the process of this, you're going to have to be taking stuff out. Okay. At least until you can get into the box. It's a pretty good sized box.
I take it's not air conditioned. It's just
no.
All
right. So the first thing you get is an antique table. Looks fairly cheap. There is a sofa bed. There are two plastic wrapped twin mattresses. So you're talking about a lot of bulk at this point. Now, if this is a green box, you don't expect to see, I mean, in the past you've seen things, but you don't expect to see a lot of mundane stuff. But maybe the mundane stuff is up in the front to hide the stuff that's in the back. Because you'd expect to find things useful to a Delta Green. You find 2 bags of quicklime. You find 2 brand new shovels. You find 4 pairs of work gloves, and you find a hat lamp. And then you find 3 biohazard containers.
How big are the containers? Are they small? Are they cube?
They probably can hold 5 gallons each. But you check and you're pretty sure they're empty. They're not heavy.
Okay.
You find 14 quarts in metal containers of gasoline.
Oh, quarts like that. Okay.
Yeah, with pour spouts. You find 2 brand new plastic gasoline containers that are empty. You find 3 newly minted keys taped together in a piece of cardboard. And when you check, they're all for 1206 Spooner or 1208 Spooner.
No, it's 1206.
Oh, this is a typo. They put the wrong number in the thing.
Oh, it's the wrong box. Start over.
And then you start to find the interesting stuff. You find 400 rounds of shotgun ammunition You find 2 brand new Mossberg shotguns, and the serial numbers have been shaved off.
Okay.
You find a shoebox with fake IDs for Special Agent Donnelly, including a Meadowbrook gas inspector's badge, a coroner's ID, and a few others like that. You find a Nikon F36 telephoto lens and a Nikon reflex camera.
I was going to say, neat camera.
You find a yellow notepad with what looks like Donnelly's notes on it.
Ooh.
You find the remains of 24 photographs that have been burned. You're looking at them. There's nothing on them that you can recognize except maybe they were taken at Spooner House. But you have no idea what they are because they're burned beyond recognition. And you find a small, 4-foot-long, dirty wooden coffin.
Ooh.
And on the outside of the coffin, you see this little metal plaque.
That's the guy who shot himself, right? Or am I getting them all screwed up?
No, I think that's the child.
That's the boy that drowned.
Yeah, drowned in the toilet. Yeah, that's why it's
because
4
that's why
foot.
he's only 10 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
That's what smells.
Oh God.
Okay.
We
gonna be
need to
sounding
at
rules.
least.
Well, we knew Garrett was looking.
No, we
Agent
knew
Garrett
he was looking into it.
this.
I'm just gonna say we really don't want to breathe that in if and when we open it. It's very bad to breathe that stuff in.
Why is it here?
Well, let's read his notes.
Yeah, that's.
It
I
seems
think we
it
should take
seems
a look
like
at
he
the
was
number first.
investigating and
Yeah, exactly. But it's got to.
took him over, or
It can't just be here for no reason.
You can tell that the lid has been opened. So, I mentioned that there was a yellow pad with notes.
Yeah.
Did you guys want to just like split up the pages in it or keep it in
There's just one page.
hey, Jockey,
okay.
Jockey, you want to read this?
All right.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so Falcone death / coroner called A to tell them still no movement. I'm assuming A means Anton. Someone else in the house.
That's Irizarry.
Irizarry.
Well, I think A is A cell.
Oh, okay. Someone else in house is not returning calls. October 10th, Toure, not dead. Roaming the house, only at night. Grave. Music from dining room. Laughter, noise upstairs. October the 23rd, shovel, gloves, headlamp, cask. Burn it. Crease tried, didn't work. Others. Talk to survivors. Canadian mental health laws. Talk to it tonight. It knew me. It knew my real name. And it knows I'm watching. $223,000. Almost bought house. Means A cell alerted. November the 10th. Wheeler's furniture. Books or papers. Estate. Open house next week. Buy it or burn it. Creepy.
It's like it was getting to him because it's like, do I buy the house? Do I not buy the house?
Yeah, he was clearly conflicted and
Wait.
No, he said something was there, and I knew he was observing it, so he must have been taking pictures. Maybe that's what the camera was for. Perhaps there's something in the house. Okay, so if a camera can pick it up, and you saw the thing behind you when you were looking
It means
in a
it's visual
reflection
light
in the
spectrum.
window, so maybe there is something to the mirror, but maybe it lets you see something and not.
What if you took a picture of yourself in the mirror?
Or just, I mean, he wasn't going inside the house. He was just taking pictures of it from the outside. Somebody lived there at the.
No.
yeah, because it was an open house. He was
it was
that's
after.
what
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
understand it now.
Well, we could take cameras in there and take pictures and see what we get. This is definitely concerning, though.
It is. It's almost as if we say, like, if you read between the lines, almost as if that everyone who's been in that house or whatever may have been manipulated or something. How he's writing, he's coming across crazy. It's almost jumbled, and he's conflicted about whether to buy the house or not. And it seems like there were people in the house, which obviously we know from Hermes. You saw something in a reflection.
Music? He was hearing some kind of music
from the dining room, isn't that right?
Music from the dining room.
It seems a lot of these incidents happened when somebody was either like they left somebody in the other room or they left and they came back. And so I think
true.
It seems that individuals are most susceptible, and yet when we go as a group, we are less likely to have incidents.
Yeah. So
that's going to be difficult because we were thinking one person would take action, the other person would observe. So like if I'm going to search a drawer, you would watch me search the drawer.
I still don't think that's a good idea. As much as I don't like it, I think we should leave all the weapons ready to go but locked in the cars.
Yes, that's
I agree. The only thing
but
we're gonna have with this is some tools, maybe.
I still think we might go together, perhaps at night, and see what we can find. We might have to. I would try to at least like to be in pairs or groups, but we might need to deliberately put somebody where we can see them but alone to try to get if we're trying to get something out of this.
The problem is if being in visual contact is no good. I mean, Agent but then again, my experience happened in the presence of all of us.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that too. I have a really, I don't know about really, it's kind of a fucked up idea.
I mean,
do you have any other kind of ideas, Hermes?
Jeez, East. Uncalled for. Bring the coffin with us. Coffin and contents.
Why?
Basically trying to instigate something.
We don't have to instigate it. It was acting. What are you trying to instigate?
Trying to use the coffin as a focus, basically. Instead of it just being like, oh, it occurs when we're not in the room. It's like, dude, there's a dead kid. Like,
well, it occurs when we're in the room. It was already happening. I don't know what bringing a body with us is going to accomplish.
I'm spitballing. You don't like it? That's cool.
Man, that music, maybe it.
I'm curious to see what Izari said in her diary. If she has anything, whatever she was taking notes. I mean, if she was hearing voices, because we've had the reports of voices. There's this music, so there's this auditory hallucinative quality to this place. I'm wondering if she has things that like he was experiencing, if she was noticing things in photos or in reflections.
No, that is good. We should do that. We should definitely wait for the journal. Do we think he only got the coffin and presumably the body of poor little Ture inside just to prove to himself the body's in the grave, and that if he saw the kid or heard the kid in the house, it couldn't possibly be the kid because he's dead?
That's a possibility.
Is there any point to us opening it up? It's going to stink bad. If you're smelling it from the outside, it's going to stink bad.
No, we should get rid of it.
Yeah.
What I recommend to start with is we basically, do we have plastic bags and some tape? Try and make a liner and put lye in the liner with the coffin. That should really cut down on the odor.
It's whatever everyone thinks is best, but also just going back to like discussing the house and stuff, like we've already discussed that maybe going back at night is a better time. And maybe at night, if people are split up, maybe things start getting worse. Maybe that's when music starts. I don't know. Music from a darkened room, I guess.
Okay, that might happen. I have an idea. This is a tried and true thing. Well, then again, he said that it could read his mind, that it knew him. I was just thinking where we would have basically not call signs, but where I would say flash, and you have to say thunder. Otherwise, I know that you're not you. You're not on the right team. But if it can read your mind, that might not work.
No. This is tricky because but again, we're still speculating because we haven't actually. Obviously, some of you have had experiences, but not all of us have, and we haven't seen larger experiences. So
I'm not sure I would call what I had as an experience. I mean, for all I know, a rat knocked into the
I don't think he's
rocking chair.
Fox isn't talking about you, like.
Oh.
Not really. I think he's talking about me and East there. That was really fucked up.
What do you think the note meant by Canadian mental health laws? Do you reckon he tried to...
I'm sure he tried to track people down like we did. I mean, he said that he did, and he had very little luck doing so.
If it's anything like Germany, it's not going to work. They're extremely private.
I mean, it sounds like perhaps one of the people that we were looking into might be why we didn't find them, is they're in Canada.
Oh, yeah. Canada.
And then whoever it is, that line of inquiry would be dead anyway. There's no point trying.
But listen, I'm a little concerned that either Donnelly was so delusional that he thought he needed this amount of fire starter and shotgun shells and bullets and guns, or he had justification to believe that he should have such things.
Unless, I don't know, is there any type of protocol for a green box? Like, have the supplies with you at any time? Or
yeah, I mean, these things could predate him. If anything, his contribution appears to be the gasoline.
Right.
I mean, he was thinking about burning the place down, but then didn't.
Okay.
No, let's use his cameras. And let's go at night and take some pictures.
Tom, is there extra film for the camera? I assume it's not a digital camera.
Well, luck roll. Yeah, it's not a digital.
Okay.
Yeah, it's film reel.
Well, I don't want to hey, what kind of film does this use? Oh, I just exposed the whole roll of film. So I'll do
it's probably 35 millimeter film.
That is a fail, because what else would I roll?
All right, so there's no film in it.
Is it? But it looks standard. I could go to a shop and just buy some.
It's a Nikon. Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, we might as well. I mean, apparently he got something out of it. And if we're gonna buy film, we might as well Polaroid camera. That way we don't have to wait for anything to be,
I'm also
developed.
Where is his film? Obviously he was taking pictures, I would assume.
It looks like he burned everything.
Oh, that's right. So he did develop them, but then burned them all.
Yeah. I think we should get tools like pry bars, like I said, 35 millimeter film, I believe Tom just said, Polaroid camera, and the stuff for that, and a
digital camera.
Okay.
I'm curious if, because I mean, if the digital camera can pick this, whatever it is.
No, that's fine with that. Audio recorder, maybe.
I'm sure.
Yeah, does sound like all good things to get. Anything else? I know Agent Fox has his meeting at 1.
Yep.
Are we opening the coffin?
Not here.
Not at this moment. We need equipment and
I think we should.
We need to dispose of this somehow.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick because it does smell in here. Take it back to the original gravesite. Rebury.
That's a little risky.
Is there one?
Is there something we could do with the quick lime?
It's going to help with smell and it will inhibit bacterial growth. It's not going to dissolve a wooden casket in the body in it.
Does anybody?
I have a lot. My character has a lot of chemistry knowledge.
That's what I was. Yeah.
I, as a
Okay.
player, do not have a lot of chemistry
Oh,
knowledge.
well,
My character has a 60% in
East
chemistry.
roll your chemistry.
I passed something. 57.
Yeah. They used to throw quicklime on bodies to get them to disintegrate much faster.
Did they?
So it's like he had the intention of
Getting rid of it.
bodies. Yeah.
So he's already gathered the tools that I need to do it. So I'm gonna start.
But you also know that if you guys get caught with that,
Yeah, I know. That's we need to get rid of it.
Yeah, gross abuse of a corpse. That's a great crime to commit.
yeah, that would get some attention.
Yeah.
So with the quicklime, applying the quicklime to the body and trying to get rid of the odor and have it finish getting. I mean, if it finishes dissolving in here, I mean that's fine.
If you're fine with that, the other option is that you find, especially given, man, the way my mind thinks sometimes, given that it's a child's body, you can also just break into a funeral home's crematorium, hospital crematorium, or a veterinary's office crematorium.
It's too high of a risk.
Yeah. I mean, we could just take what he's got, go out, where we know it's a secluded area.
Okay.
Use quicklime on it and make sure that we don't leave anything behind.
Yeah, the only problem with being in a city is not.
Well, we'd have to
city's
drive.
secluded.
You'd have to drive.
Do we have room for this in the car? I don't think so, right? We're going to have to come back with a truck.
Is there a simpler...
This thing's been opened and it stinks, so we got to lay down some quick lye around the edges of the unit on the inside or something to help with the odor.
This job. We could... It's probably small enough we could... Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. We could drop it in a sewer.
No,
that would
no.
But that would get rid of the
me.
evidence. Any evidence tying it to any genetics or anything like that.
Forensics is what I do. Let me take care of this.
Yeah, we'll leave you to it. And then for the casket itself, pry off the plate, burn it.
The metal
Unless
plate.
you're doing the lye. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the burn the casket?
Yeah.
I was wondering how you were going to burn the metal plate.
Technically you can, but you might as well just melt it.
I mean, do we have a convenient metal barrel to shove this all into and then weld shut?
No.
Well, you have this big metal box.
You all wouldn't happen to know of any...
I can't light it on fire in here.
I'm not super informed about Chicago. Does anybody happen to know if there's any wildlife, weird communities around here? Anybody with a tiger or two?
I'm certain, given it's the United States, there probably is some nutcase, probably living in an apartment building or a mansion with a tiger or a lion or
Let's
a liger.
just say
these stories are really cute. Once again, I'll take care of this. You guys work
he's got
on
the body.
Getting the stuff, other things.
Please let me know if you need just another pair of hands.
Here, while you're out shopping at the hardware store, I want to write other chemicals that I'll need for this.
Sure.
That my character knows.
Yep.
This is mostly also just going to be mainly a skeleton. I mean, most of this is going to be pretty decayed. It's 40 years old.
Even with preservatives, that would be true.
Also, if you can, you should probably use cash and go to more than one store if you have time.
Sure. And I'm also just going to be keeping a lookout for the guy, just so he doesn't poke his head out. I was like, you guys need anything? Oh, it stinks. And I'm going to go into the shop, making sure I don't reek of anything, the storage unit shop. And they usually have deodorizers and dehumidifier things, like things that just absorb stuff. That can't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get it from here.
I'm sorry?
Don't get it from the storage unit, people.
Okay, I won't.
Is anything that arouses this guy's curiosity?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to tell him it stinks.
Yeah.
Well, now that you have access, you can come back anytime, 24 hours a day.
By the way, Tom, what was the code to the gate? Was it 0912? Oh, you could have told me it was. All right.
But
The code was 0000.
2-1.
They do that sometimes.
but listen, I trust you for this one. But all I'm saying is, in the future, consider tigers. It makes it really difficult for us. I mean, for somebody trying to track down that sort of thing. Anyway,
Agent Lake. It doesn't make it as difficult as one would think. This is my area of expertise.
I know, but I'm telling you, it does. I've been on cases where it made it very difficult for us.
I've been on a
perhaps.
case that involved lots of interesting red tape.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, leave him to it. I know that he'll know what he's doing.
All right.
Fox has a meeting. Jockey, are you going to go with him? You're going to go with Fox?
I'm trying to focus on not smelling the smell.
Yeah.
Jockey, why don't you come with me?
If two of you go shopping and two of you go to the meeting, I'll stay here and take care of this.
A quick
Okay,
question.
I'll go to that.
Taking care of this.
Hang on. Right. Whoever's coming with me needs to make sure they have FBI credentials.
I got you.
Yeah, I've got as well.
Okay. Do you want to go, Jockey, or should I?
Either or, I don't mind.
Okay.
Now that the door's been open a while, the smell's not so bad anymore.
Great. Fantastic.
Probably going to attract wildlife soon.
Well, Jockey, you might as well come with me then.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
I'll help Murray's shop and make sure to do things that don't make our shopping list look weird.
Yeah, because you can keep Hermes in line with the shop.
Right.
Make
And
sure
I've
he
got
doesn't go off the walls.
Yeah, I've got the criminology to know how to not look like we're about to do something weird based on our shopping cart.
Let's see. Well, I don't think it's that weird. I think it's a little, because you go into different stores. We have to go to a camera shop anyways, and then we also have to.
Right, that's why you go to different stores.
We have to go to different stores or paying with cash.
Both.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Once everybody leaves to go scatter, I want to take a look at the body.
Okay. Like I said, it's already been opened, so it's not like nailed shut or anything. So the lid just literally just opens. It's hinged on one side. The boy is almost completely deteriorated. There's bones. He's been in that coffin for 40 years, so there's not much more. And the smell is just sort of lingering, of decay. But there's not much left to even smell. And it's a little boy 4 foot high. You're assuming it's a boy. You're a forensic expert. You know exactly what it is. It's the little boy that drowned.
Okay. Well, I'll start with the quick lime.
Okay. You're thinking that it might not even do much at this point. I mean, the bones are all that's left. In truth, sometimes the best magic is done right under your nose. You think almost if you packed all the bones and contents into a trash bag and stuck it in the garbage, it would end up in a dump somewhere. Nobody would ever even know it was there.
That's true. Yeah. But so just, eliminating the rest of the odor.
Yeah. Well, you think that'll probably go away, and Agent Hermes is going to come back with some deodorant.
Okay. Well, I'll start dismantling the coffin.
Okay. It's fairly easy to do.
They're not that well built.
And you can pack the pieces of broken wood in the trash bags too.
In different trash bags. We'll not throw them all away in the same dumpster, but.
What about some of the other stuff? What did you want to do with the guns and the ammo, and just leave that in here, or?
Yeah, I don't see a reason to take it.
Okay.
Now that we've reclaimed the box, I'll take inventory, organize it.
All right.
It's to the extent that it wasn't before. I mean, if everything's nice, I'm not going to start fiddling with it. But
I'll send you a copy of the things that we went through. All right. Agent Hermes, you were off to the store. Is that it? You were going to get
Yes,
some stuff.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
do you want me to rattle off the items? You want to RP?
No, we'll just say that whatever you needed, you get without any trouble. You pay cash for it.
Yes, sir.
Nobody knows you were there. You avoid the store cameras if you can.
Mhm.
I'm indivisible now.
I'm like, oh,
And,
let's go this way.
Agent Fox and was Agent Jockey going with you? Who's going to visit? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Fox.
All right. So you drive over to the address listed for Emily Tycroft. It actually turns out to be a pretty nice looking little house. Not on the low end of money. She's got some money, especially for living nowadays. The yard is well kept. There is a very nice looking car, Cadillac. The modern Cadillac's a nice looking one. And you park the car and you walk up to the front. There's a porch. You knock on the door, and a woman, she looks like she's probably in her 50s, early 50s, rather well dressed. She's dressed in a almost like a business suit, a pantsuit for a woman. And she answers the door. Yes. Are you, one of you is Mr. Gideon?
Hi, Agent Aaron Gideon, FBI, share my badge. I even hand her my credentials so she can look at them.
She looks at them and she hands them back.
Agent John Dory.
Right. Please come inside. And she
Thank
takes
you,
you
Miss
right into
Tycroft.
her. She takes you into a rather nice sitting room. You can see that she is pretty well off. She comes across to you just almost from her looks and everything like a lawyer. You know, she's well dressed. She has you sit down. She sits on the, can I get you coffee or tea? Anything like that?
Coffee would be lovely, thank you.
Right.
Tea.
I was really quite surprised when you called. My husband died quite a few years ago. I'm surprised there's anything new.
So your husband, just to clarify, I'm sorry to bring it up, but he shot himself.
It's been a long time. Yes, he shot himself.
Twice.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
That's what the coroner said. You think there was another person then?
Well, there's been a lot of suspicious deaths at, I say suspicious, an unruly amount at 1206 Spooner Street.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
My husband was obsessed with that house.
Obsessed.
Oh, yes, yes. It's the reason why we broke up. He left me. I thought it was going to be, I expected it to be for another woman, and he just became obsessed with that house, with fixing up that house. I don't even see the appeal. It's not a particularly nice house.
Let me get this straight. So what you're saying is he was basically treating this house more like a wife than you, almost?
Well, it's interesting that you would say that. About 3 weeks after he killed himself, I received a letter. What had happened was it had been misaddressed, and it had sort of made the rounds of the post office. And if it wasn't for the fact that the postman knew me, he saw the letter and he delivered it. So it got to me late. And it was just odd ramblings from my husband. I think his mental condition had deteriorated severely. If I'd have gotten this letter earlier, I would have called someone, to check up on him.
Okay.
But he did keep going on and on about a woman that was in the house.
Do you have did he mention a name in the letters?
No, not at all. But it was almost as if the house replaced me as, I mean, we were in love for a long time, but I don't know, the house itself. I went to the house. I was at the house at least 3 times. I thought it was rather plain. The whole layout of the house made me uncomfortable, but I didn't think it was that unusual. But somehow he became so obsessed with it. It was like the house replaced me. I was the woman that he dumped for that damned evil house.
So, do you, by chance, I wouldn't expect you to have, but do you have the letters?
Oh,
the letter?
I don't think that I kept them. That was so long ago.
I didn't think so, but it was.
It was all nonsense. It was just rambling. He seemed to think that there was just something that about the house that he found compelling.
Okay. At this point, just using my behavioral background, just looking at her, does she seem like she's not hiding anything? Or
no, I mean, you would guess very well that, I mean, she's not particularly, she's gotten over it. It's been a long time. Okay. Her life has gone on. Obviously, she's a successful lawyer or something like that, paralegal maybe. She hasn't thought about this for a long time, but
okay.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to be holding back anything.
Okay, that's fine. So, as mainly, I do apologize about bringing it all back up, but
well, I'm still curious. What do you think? Do you think there was somebody else involved? Was there a woman?
Well, a fellow FBI agent also died in the house recently.
Oh.
I cannot disclose information, but it was similar to your ex-husband. And they're not the only ones, which is why
you're just doing background.
Yes, because
I understand.
It's not the only one, and you're the only one still in the area, so.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else I can do to help you.
But you've done plenty.
Well, if there's anything else you need from me, please don't hesitate to call.
Thank you, and thank you for your time. You've actually been quite a lot of help.
Of course. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Thank you.
And you leave.
And
she seemed very pleasant.
And I will speak to Jockey. Well, Jockey, we now know that he was in not the best mental state. Woman could have been, gone by what we know, could have been one of the past occupants, maybe, who has died. At least we know he had become obsessed. And that seems to be the same thing with Agent Garrett as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely odd, to say the least.
Okay, at least that's tied some ideas together. We've got to, but now we just got to piece the whole picture together.
Yeah, it's another box ticked.
Yeah, it's just a fragment of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, so you guys are driving back. Agent East, You have probably taken care of that problem. Agent Hermes and Lake, you have your supplies. Are you going back to the storage unit?
Yeah, I believe we're gonna.
Okay. So you meet back up with Agent East at the storage unit, and Jockey and Fox, are you guys heading to the storage unit or back to the apartment or what?
I think we'll head back to the apartment. Don't think we need anything else to do at the store it.
Okay. So you head there. Agent Hermes, Lake, and East, are you just going to sort of clean up a little at the unit?
Yep.
And
Pack away stuff, pack away those extra chemicals just in case a weird body disposal situation comes up again.
Well, and all the gasoline, it's actually really dangerous to store gasoline in a storage unit.
It's extremely dangerous, yeah.
Especially in metal containers, yeah.
We don't have
Especially
anywhere
if you
else
don't
to
know.
put it though. But essentially, if things go too wrong and we do have to indulge Agent Hermes' first instinct about the property, it will be good to have the stuff here.
Did you see my note at the end of my addendum?
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
Do remember that people have tried to burn this house down and failed before.
You should see the addendum note, like.
It was a miracle the house didn't burn down.
Yeah, but let's go back, meet up with Fox and Jockey, and
yeah.
Okay. So you all end up back at the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next move?
So we share. So it's interesting that it seems people become obsessed before they succumb. Like the house kind of takes over their lives.
What if we just went in there and just started dissing the house? Be like, dude, this place needs to be gutted. The color scheme sucks. Like, would the house respond?
Do you have a serious suggestion?
That was a serious suggestion.
You wish to insult the house?
Gotta try something.
Or it's something. So a woman.
I would think it's Wheeler. Isabel Wheeler, no?
It could be. We don't know for certain, but that's it's probable.
Sorry, real quick. Around what time is it now? After all of that?
We'll say it's going on, mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Mid-afternoon.
So we still got we still got about half a day, or we still got about most of the day before we can get that translation. I'm thinking it might be a good idea if we can to see if there's any other leads we can pursue, and then once we've got the translation, maybe trying to go at the house again with our little, maybe do the pairs idea, see if we can find anything out, see if anything manifests, or if Yara was up to nothing.
How did the house or the entity in the house tell Donnelly that it knew? I'm trying to...
It sounds like it spoke to him. That's why I wanted audio recorders.
Talk to it tonight. Knew me. Knew my real name. Knows I'm watching.
So my point is, we should play that on... We should be recording audio the moment we get to the location of the house. And then if someone's like, you hear that, you could then quickly play it back, be like, no.
Oh, we should get, if we didn't already, we should have gotten some things to develop our own film.
No, I said I got a Polaroid.
You got a Polaroid.
You got a Polaroid. Okay. All right. Perfect.
They don't take as good quality images, but they're instant. So.
Agent Lake, to a luck roll.
Okay. No. That's a 96, so no.
Okay.
Yikes.
All right, so late afternoon. What do you guys want to do?
More deep dish?
Ugh, already? Can't we eat something else?
All right, salad bar it is then.
we should, if we don't have any other leads, maybe we should go back to the house.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got supplies. We just don't have the translation yet, but we could go there now.
I mean, if Tycroft was saying that he was, or not Tycroft, sorry, Donnelly was saying he was speaking to the house, perhaps we could attempt the same.
Once again, he's not speaking to the house. There's
Something
in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the Dr. Yarrow was pretty adamant about coming back in the darker hours, so maybe he's right.
Yeah, and he did say on here, he said music from dining room, laughter, noise upstairs, and then he mentions later talking to it. So I wonder if that was the dining room or upstairs, perhaps the master or the upstairs room. Both of those were kind of giving us some weird vibes the other day.
Okay. So do you guys want to go now? You want to wait?
I mean, if we haven't got anything else on, we probably, it's worth a try, like.
Okay. So we'll go tonight, see what we get, and from there, we can just try to get the rest of the translation the next day.
Yeah. We could maybe try and like address the individual. If there is more than one entity, we could try and address them from the separate rooms where they passed away.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to drive back over to the
Yep.
The Spooner house.
Well, 1206 Spooner Avenue specifically.
Correct.
All right.
Or is it 1208?
It keeps changing.
No, it's
Oh, that's a good seed. Can you imagine? You're like, all right, so you return to the house. Wait a minute.
That would
Are we 2 doors
be
down
something
from
that
where
would
we
make
were?
the postman really pissed off.
Wait.
Neighbors would keep getting the mail.
that happens here, and my apartment stays in the same place anyways. So.
All right. So are you going to head over there before it gets dark?
I thought because it's already 6:30, it would be getting dark-ish by the time we got there.
We'll eat. We'll find some salad bar for Hermes,
Okay.
and then we'll go. We'll eat dinner.
Hey, I wanted deep dish, but you all were like, again, it's so heavy.
All right.
Pineapple, please.
So we'll say the
You're not a
sun
good person.
the sun has gone down as you head over towards Spooner House. All right, you park your car, and you start walking up the path over towards the front door, towards the little porch. All of you do listen rolls. We'll assume that you did get a recording device.
Is this
Hey, I got an 11, so that's a crit on the awareness.
Ooh,
awareness? Okay.
Yeah.
awareness. Sorry.
Right, because listen is pretty much awareness, and search is usually what you'd use in place of spot hidden.
I succeeded.
That's a pass.
I succeeded.
Okay. As you approach the porch, those of you who succeeded, you definitely can hear piano music. At first you think it might be coming from a neighbor, but as you come up onto the porch, you're definitely sure it's coming from inside the house.
I have a recording device going. But...
Yeah, it seems distant at first, but Lake, you got a crit success.
Right.
You can identify the music. It's Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C sharp minor. Very famous piece, but also kind of a creepy piece.
Say, is that classical music?
Yes.
But you didn't see any piano in the house.
Where could that be coming from? Did anybody see a stereo or some an old school sound system or a record player?
It's going to be in the dining room.
I'll take a key.
Let's be cautious.
Okay.
Very cautious.
Agent East has the key. Agent East unlocks the door, and the second you open the door, the music's gone. The house is dark.
All right, I'll take a Polaroid snap.
Okay. It goes, sticks out. Where are you taking it? Just like generally into the...
Just directly, just from the front door.
Okay. You gonna wait for it? Takes a few minutes to develop itself.
Yeah. Well, so I'll shake it, but I'll step out of the way so people can go ahead of me.
Okay.
I'll go in. I'll just go, Mrs. Wheeler?
Are you gonna turn the lights on
Of
or
course.
leave them off?
Let's venture forth into the
Well,
darkness.
we're going in. He said come at night. He didn't say we have to grope around in the dark like animals. I'm gonna turn on
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to turn on a light and I'm just going to be like, Mrs. Wheeler? Hello?
Where are you going? You're in the foyer.
I'll go to the dining room.
Okay. Looks the same as it did before. It's got boxes of Izari stuff.
Does the dining room table, I know there's boxes and stuff, that couldn't be the original dining room table from the Wheeler residence, could it?
It doesn't look like it. It looks modern.
I'll take a seat and just be like, hello?
Okay. Agent Lake, Agent Jockey, Agent Fox, where are you going?
Yeah, I'll follow in closely behind Hermes, and yeah, I'm looking forward wherever I thought the source of the music was coming from.
Okay. Well, it's hard to tell, but Hermes tended to think it was in the dining room. So you're standing at the door looking into the dining room, we'll assume. Okay.
I'll admit I don't know how that piece goes, but can I just like hum it or whatever, see if it triggers anything?
Yeah, sort of. It's a piano piece, so it's hard to...
Yeah, no, but you're like... Da, 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 da.
Sure. I mean, you do that. Okay. Jockey, you're standing in the door between the foyer and the dining room. Agent Fox.
I am heading towards the master bedroom where the mirrors was.
Okay, so you're walking through the den.
Yeah.
In the middle of the house.
I am taking my time getting there.
An Agent Jockey. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Agent Lake.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna step into the den just so I can sort of. I want to try to keep us somewhat in each other's view and nearby. So I'm gonna kind of, be peeking back and forth to the others and just look around the den a little bit.
All right. Agent Fox and Agent Lake, as you walk through the den, the lights being on, the lights flicker for just a moment. The old flickering light trope.
Yeah.
It is a trope.
But they flicker.
Wonder if there's any faulty wiring.
We must check the fuse. No, I'm checking.
A lot of previous owners spent considerable money on repairing a lot of faults in this house.
Like, just be cautious, even more cautious now.
Yeah, I got your back.
Agent East, do a luck roll.
The luck roll curse is broken. I passed.
Hey!
Hey!
It just took what, 8, 9 rolls?
Just took, yeah. Just
You're holding in your hand the photograph and giving it a little shake, and it's starting to come in. I don't know if you've ever seen one, but they come in very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're looking at it, you can see the outline of the door, and you can see the hallway. There's a flash, so that things are lit up in kind of a. It's almost like things are out of some sort of nightmarish dream because of the way the lighting hits them when the room's dark. And as it comes in, you're pretty sure in the den, somewhere off in the background, there is a little boy.
Oh.
You can see the glint of the flash in his eyes. As the picture comes in, he looks blue. Like someone who's been dead for a long time.
the roll I passed.
Yeah, do a sanity roll. Take 1 point of damage.
Oh. That is so cringy.
So I'm still on the porch. I never stepped inside.
Right.
And I'm still don't know if I can make myself walk back in at the moment. I need a second.
Well,
Still.
I'm going to walk over to you. I'm going to exit the dining room, go to the front door and say, I've been meaning to do this for a bit now. I'd like to borrow the Polaroid camera, and I'm going to go to the master bedroom and take a picture of myself in the mirror.
Do it with the lights off.
That was the
Okay.
plan.
So you're doing that. In the meantime, Agent Fox, the lights had flickered, but you were heading straight towards the bedroom.
Yeah, I was already on my way there.
All right. So you've entered the bedroom, and Agent Lake, you're in the den. Are you going to follow him into the bedroom?
I'm going to remain in the den, but keep my eye on him. So I'm sort of watching him to make sure he's all right.
Well, you got to kind of go partway through the
That's
kitchen
fine.
and then down the hall, but you know that he's right. He's literally within 15 feet of you.
Okay.
Agent Fox, what are you going to do when you enter the bedroom?
Mrs. Weaver? No. I am going in there and I am going to stare at the mirror for a little while. And then also within like small intervals of staring, I'm going to keep an eye on the room because there has been some emphasis on this mirror, and I just want to see if I get some kind of feedback from whatever is going on in this house.
Okay. So you step into did you turn the lights on, or are you in the dark?
All I'll have is whatever light source I had on me. I'm keeping in the dark for purposes of...
Okay. You've walked into there with the idea that it's creepy, and it is creepy. And you've moved over to the side of the bed, and you're looking into the mirrors that are the whole wall is mirrors. I would like you to do a power roll.
Okay. That is an 8. Yeah, 8.
Okay. As you're standing there, there suddenly is a noise at your feet. It almost sounds like a real faint scraping at first. And when you look down, there is a penny, and it's on its edge, and it's rolling. It's like somebody rolled it across the floor, and it's rolling towards the mirror. And you see it go into the mirror and then fall, do the whoosh, 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 and land just inside the mirror.
Which direction would I assume it came from then? Behind me?
Somehow behind you, yeah.
I'll have a quick glance behind my shoulder.
There's nothing there.
And then back. Is it still in the mirror?
No. It's gone. Now you're not sure that you actually saw it.
Okay.
I mean, you're sure you saw it, but...
I walk up to the mirror. I'm not going to touch the mirror because I am unsure what I just saw, and I don't want to risk it just in case it goofs me like that penny. But I'm just going to... Now I'm going to stare. Just stare, because then I could see behind me anyway through the mirror with what little light I have on me. And I'm just going to keep an eye on the mirror.
Okay. By this time, Agent Hermes is approaching the room and coming inside.
Now, Tom, when I take pictures, I want to maintain the dark vision, at least one eye. So I'm going to close an eye, take the picture. The flash only blinds one eye, and then I open the other, and I still have my dark vision.
Okay. All right, so you're stepping into the room. You see Agent Fox standing there in front of the mirror, almost nose to nose with it.
Anything?
Hey, hey, Fox, are you giving us your Blair Witch impression there?
Sorry, I am curious.
Okay.
A penny went into the window. I swear I saw a penny roll into the mirror, and it was in the mirror, and it collapsed, but it's gone.
When you say it was in the mirror, its reflection was in the mirror, or it passed through the mirror like the mirror was a doorway almost?
It passed through the mirror, which is why I'm not touching the mirror.
A mirror darkly, huh? Okay. I'm going to start snapping some pictures.
All right. So you're standing in front of the mirror and you're going to snap a picture. That's the Polaroid, right?
Yes, sir.
You snap. How many pictures are you going to snap?
3.
Okay. So you do 3 in fairly close succession. And then you're standing there waiting for them to develop. Let's jump to the others then.
Okay.
Agent Lake, you're still in the dining room.
Yeah.
Agent Jockey, what are you up to?
I think I'd like to go into one of the other bedrooms. So we were talking about doing things in our lonesome.
2, 3, or 4?
Start with 2, sure.
Okay. Step into this room. This seemed to be something that they were, as you recall, that it was kind of like they were fixing it up for a nursery. Do an idea roll as you walk inside.
Yes, that's a pass.
You step inside and you look around, and it's not the same as it was earlier. It almost it's got what looks like sort of retro wallpaper, or maybe 1950s or so wallpaper. It still looks like a child's room. There's little sailboats on the wall, but there's no torn paper any longer.
So it's like someone has re-wallpapered the room?
Yeah. But you don't smell any wallpaper. I mean, you don't smell the wallpaper paste or anything like that.
Mm.
And as you're standing there for a moment, looking into the room, something passes by your head, right near your ear. You almost can feel the air move when it does, and something flies past your head. It makes you jump just a little bit. It sails across the room and it lands on the floor. It looks like one of those old 1950s balsam wood gliders that children play with. And it flies in and it hits the ground. And it just lays, that's it. It just lays there on the ground. But it came from nowhere.
I'll gingerly step forward and pick it up and go in the direction it came from.
Well, it came from apparently right outside the door. But that's the den. Like the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I would just go to I go to the direction I thought I came from, so just the hallway.
Okay.
And if I can't find anything there, I'll move on to another bedroom.
Do a power roll.
Okay. That's a critical fail. I rolled 100.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
You take a couple steps out of the room into the hallway, and you're looking down the hallway towards bedroom 4 at the far end. And someone peeks around the door frame in the dark. You can see them though, and it looks like a little boy. You can't tell if he's blue, but because it's dark. But he peeks at you for a second and then jumps back in the room that he's in. You're muted.
Sorry, Tom. My connection just jumped there. Could you repeat that last part?
Okay. You're standing in the hallway looking towards bedroom 4, and a little boy pokes his head from around the corner. It's dark, but he looks up at you for a moment, and then he jumps back into the room where you can't see him.
Okay. I will.
You can do a sanity roll for that.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry in advance, by the way. It's come up on Zoom saying that my connection's unstable.
Okay.
First time it's ever done that.
We're about to stop.
Okay. No, that's a big old fail.
Okay, so just lose 1 sanity point.
Okay.
You guys are all expecting now to see weird stuff, so you're not quite as affected as so far. It seems like it's just a haunting of some sort, ghosts. Agent East, what are you doing? You're still standing on the front porch, waiting for screams.
Yeah, I mean, no, just the other day of like losing control of like being totally unaware of like what I was doing. Like this, like I hate this place. I desperately want to leave. And this photo of this boy, but while I'm outside, I'm gonna take a walk around the house and kind of like peer in through like windows and things. But
okay.
Kind of all
well, I assume then that you're going to walk to your left, because you'd be going to the garage otherwise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you peek in the bedroom 2, just as you see Agent Jockey stepping into the hallway and moving towards, I guess, a little bit towards bedroom 4. And that's what you're doing. Agent Lake, what were you up to?
I was just standing in the den, sort of keeping an eye on Fox and Hermes and glancing back to anybody else that's in my vision.
Okay. Agent Lake, as you are standing there, I would like you to do an awareness.
Sure. That is a failure, 87.
Okay.
Mark it off.
You're standing there for a moment, and you hear a slight noise coming from the fireplace.
Sure, I'll take a moment to go investigate.
You're not dead sure you heard it, but it sounded like a noise.
I might take a peek, shine my flashlight, sort of up in it a little bit.
Well, when you shine your flashlight into the fireplace itself, there's some pieces of wood there, but you notice some soot that comes down, sort of sprinkling down onto the wood from in the fireplace. So you're going to hunker down and shine up?
Yeah, why not? I'll take a look.
Do a luck roll.
All right. A 39, so pass.
Okay. Do you have any weapons with you?
I have a knife.
Okay. All of a sudden, there is a cloud of black. Looks like some sort of smoke monster thing coming out of the chimney. There's a great deal of commotion, flapping, and so forth. And you step back and draw your knife as a very dirty and confused pigeon, comes flopping out of the fireplace, and then begins to fly around the room, which everybody hears the noise, the commotion, except maybe Agent East, who's outside.
I'll probably just sort of be defensive with the knife. I'm just trying to keep it away from me. Like, I think we got an animal in here.
What kind?
Will help. Some kind of bird, I think.
A bird?
Yeah, it came out of the chimney.
Oh, poor thing. It's probably trapped in there. Well, wait for it to calm down. You can't really do much.
Is the door still open? Because we had like east.
Yes, the door is still open.
I'll be like, I don't know, maybe just let it fly out the open door.
We'll say that you managed to grab something. I don't know what, but you sort of shush at it, and after a few moments, it goes flying out. It goes flying out the front door. You kind of chased it out the front door, and at that point, you turn back into the room, with the adrenaline kind of up like this. And you're standing in the foyer, and as you turn and you look into the mirror on the closet door, there is a little boy standing there looking up at you. His skin is blue. He's obviously died of asphyxia, and he puts his hands up on the mirror. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Oh, it's so good.
Excellent. Spooky.
Amazing.
That was really scary at some points, man.
Just started.
You're so happy. You're looking kid. Kid is poor.
All right, let's see. Our players included John Dos Passos, Howard Freeze, Morgan Llewellyn, Mark Anthony, and Josh Harwood, with myself as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up a private game, and you can learn the fine arts of gameplay and game mastering. There's a link below. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.